This is Carl from National RV Detroit. I'm going to be taking you through your 2011 Springdale 266. Okay, I'm here on the door side, and as you can see here, you've got power stabilizers. One switch works the rear, one switch works the front. Like so, up and down. You have some power out here. You have a power awning. This is the vent for the range hood right here. Okay, this is your water heater. This one works on either gas or electric. To operate it on electric, there's a switch here. Hopefully you can see. It's very difficult to see. It's in the lower left-hand corner. You can see it right there. You flip that to on, and there's a heating element behind this cover that will heat up and heat your water. Now, never ever run your water heater without water in it. Like right now, it's empty. So you always have to remember or make sure there's water in it. If you haven't owned a trailer before, you just do that by obviously hooking the water up to the trailer. Then you'll turn on the hot water inside and just let it fill. You'll get air spurting out, then a mixture of air and water, and when you get solid water, you know it's full. This is your refrigerator service panel. You don't have to go in there, it's just for service. This should always be hanging out like it is. That's a drain for condensation. Vent for the furnace. That is an outside shower. Okay, there's your other switch for your front stabilizers. You have a deep cycle marine battery, two 30-pound LP tanks with an automatic changeover LP regulator, or a manual changeover LP regulator. So you're going to just select the tank by doing that. You got a brand new power tongue jack, retract, extend, and a light for hitching. All right. Let's see. Let me just look around here, make sure I'm not missing anything. I have to look at that in a second. This is your water station. So your city water hooks up here. If you notice, this is it should be replaced. It doesn't leak. I water tested it, but it's somewhere down the road. You can buy this piece, you know, just about, it's a pretty common piece, so you could get it on Amazon or at a local RV store. This is your city water hookup. You're just going to hook the city water up to it and off you go. You're all set. It pressurizes everything. Now if you go to an older state park that has plumbing on, when you first come in, it's got a fill station but no plumbing on the campsites. You can fill your onboard tank right here, your fresh water tank, and there's a pump inside that'll pump it, so you can still, if you don't have city water where you're camping, you can fill the tank and still, the trailer runs like it has city water. You have shower and toilet and sink and everything you normally would have. All right, these are your dump valves. The larger valve on the far side is always the black. This one has a grayish handle, so you can tell the difference. But remember, the large valve is always the black tank. The black tank is toilet water and waste. The gray tank is sink and shower water. So you're going to put your hose onto here, right here. You'll pull the black tank first. You just pull out on the gate valve like this, pulling out on it. But that's the black tank there. And then you'll pull the gray tank second because it's cleaner water than the black water. Even though it's dirty water, it's cleaner than the black water. So that will dump your gray water tank. The one over there dumps your black water tank. Always dump the black water first. Just cleans it out better. Okay. All right. Okay. As we move on down, that's just a coax through to the entertainment area for campground cable or whatever. Okay. You want to inspect your roof. Old used trailers, new trailers, whoever made it, it doesn't matter. All trailers are alike in that you have to inspect your roof. So you're going to go up there 3 times a year, figure the spring and the fall, and then once in the middle of the summer. You look around to make sure there's no cracks in any of the sealant, no leaking going on. If you find it, you want to take care of it, have it taken care of, or do it yourself. You have to educate yourself a bit. But the bottom line is you got to inspect it. This trailer is dry inside. I'm sure you noticed this when you purchased it, but it's a very clean trailer, and you can tell they take good care of it. So if you just keep checking the roof, 3 times a year. Sometime you'll have to do a little resealing, and so when that time comes to get it taken care of. Your cord comes out of here. It's 25 feet long and 30 amp. We'll give you an adapter to adapt it down to 15 amps to plug it in at home, but you have to remember that you can't run the air conditioner on a 30 or a 15 amp system. It needs 30 amps to run, so you can run everything in here at home plugged in except the air conditioner, unless you wire a 30 amp service for you. Okay, this is the power converter. This converts AC down to 12 volt DC. So some things have to be AC power, like the microwave or the air conditioner. So you have regular household circuit breakers here. They're all labeled. Then the power is converted down to 12 volt DC. You have regular automotive type fuses there. If they blow, and they're also labeled, well, this is minimally labeled on this one, but if they blow, they'll light up, and you can see them through this plastic here, which is just tinted plastic, so you'll know. This is also a battery tender, so when you're plugged in, it'll sense how much energy your battery needs up front. If it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs. If it's charged, it'll trickle a couple, but it'll keep the battery charged if you're plugged in, okay? This is your LP gas detector. If there's an LP leak, it should always be green like it is. And if it's not, you want to get it serviced, because it's a very important thing, obviously. And that also is hardwired to the battery, so it'll always draw battery or draw power even when you shut off all the lights. Keep that in mind, that it'll eventually drain your battery when you're in storage. Awning, to extend the awning, is right here by the door. I'll back up so you can see it. You're just going to extend. I won't go all the way out because we don't have enough room, but you extend it like so. You'll go out till you'll roll it out till you can see the awning tube. This is the metal of the awning tube. You'll know you're all the way out. You can come back in like so. Okay. This next one is for your slide room. You always check to make sure none of the cabinet doors are open, or it's not going to hit anything. But you're going to come in. I'll just come halfway in and go back out for you, so you can hear it when it goes out, what it sounds like when it's all the way out. So I'll go out now. This type goes over the floor and then drops into place when it gets out. It'll ratchet coming up right there. When you hear that sound coming in and going out, you just take your finger off the button. That means it's all the way out or all the way in. It does that so you can't overextend it and damage it, so that's normal. Okay, you have your couch, which turns into a bed, of course. This table collapses down. All you do, and you should keep it down when you're traveling, by the way, so it doesn't bounce want to break something. Let me look around here. I missed this spot. Oh, right here. Okay. So on this side it has this latch here. You'll pull the latch and then you'll collapse it. It just has hinges on it, and you can fold it down and set it down on here, on the edge of this, and it will. You can put the back cushions to fill in the space, and you got an extra bed there. So you got that bed, this bed, and then your bedroom up front, of course. Excuse me. Your sound system is just a basic sound system. It plays DVDs and CDs. It's old in the sense that these, if you ever upgrade, you won't be able to get this particular model. Obviously, it would have to be an updated one if you ever do that. But so you would have to get something that fits into this hole, or else frame it off and put something smaller in. But that's simple enough. Your TV works like any other TV. Let me get up here. This is your thermostat. To turn it on heat, first of all, you keep it on auto over here. Generally, you stay on auto. Heat will turn it on. Now, when I turn it off, it lights automatically, but when I turn it off, the flame will go out, but it'll still cycle through and purge itself for a minute or two. The fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor, and there goes the AC right there. Okay? So that's very simple. Back to off. I'll put this somewhere in the middle for you. Excuse my camera work, if you want to call it that. My phone work. Alright, shower works like any other shower. This GFCI here, all the plugs are wired through this GFCI, so even if you're using the one on the outside and you're using a coffee pot or something that pops, you'll reset it right here in the bathroom. The toilet has a foot pedal here. When you push down, water will swirl out like so and go into the black tank, which is directly below. Okay? Now, you can't use this dry, so when you first get to the campsite, you'll plug in your power, you'll hook up your water, and then you'll come in here and you'll take your toilet chemical, whichever brand you use, you'll look at the directions, whatever one dose is, you'll put it right in here. Then you'll stand on the pedal and it'll swirl some water in there, and you put about, you know, a gallon or two, just something to get you started, because you don't want it to be dry. After that, as you flush it, it adds water. Now when you flush it, it's only going to fill about up to here. So if you want to add more water, which I think most people probably would, there's a spot here, you can see me moving it where the trap doesn't open in the toilet. That'll turn on the water. So you can fill it up as high as you want before you use it, but you have to do that each time before you use it. Okay? You also have a fan and a vent. Always use the fan with the shower because you want to pull that humidity out. Okay. There was one other thing that I passed here that I was going to tell you about. Let me come back and see if I can find out what it is. Well, I'll think of it. It'll come back to me. It always does. Okay, so your range, you just turn it on and you spark it. That's all. You're just going to turn the sparker clockwise. I'll do it one more time for you. Turn it to light, then spark it, and it lights. Now the oven is different. You have to use a grill lighter. Back here in the back of this bottom section is a pilot light. So you need a grill lighter with a long neck on it. And basically you'll come up here to the oven knob, you'll turn it to pilot, and then depress it and hold it. Then you'll come down here and you'll light the pilot light. Still depressing this, you light the pilot light. After it lights, you'll hold it for 10 or 15 seconds to heat it up, and then take your finger off and go to whatever, or your thumb off, go to whatever temperature you want. The oven will cycle through just like a regular oven, but when you go to off, the flame goes off obviously, but so does the pilot light, so you have to relight it each time you use it. Alright, now this is, I can't go into winterization. You might already know this, you may be experienced, I don't know. The water heater has to be bypassed when you pump antifreeze in it or when you have antifreeze in the system. The reason that is because it leaves a really foul taste in the water heater and a bad smell. So, right now there's a valve right here, and the valve is parallel with this line that goes into the water heater. That means the water heater is in camping mode because it's been dewinterized by us. So, basically, you're ready to camp. In the fall, when you pump antifreeze in or have it done, but I'm sure eventually you'll do it yourself, most people do, it's very simple to learn, you'll change the position of this valve up like this. So basically when the antifreeze is being pumped in there, it comes to this point, it can't go any, well, let me back up here, I'm sorry. It can't go any farther, it can't go into the water heater because you can see the handle is parallel with this line right here. So what it'll do is it'll loop through or bypass the water heater. So that you always bypass it before you put the antifreeze in. That way it won't go in there. Then you would go outside and drain the water heater, right? But right now I'm putting it back to camping mode right like this. So that's all set. So the bottom line is you can't get antifreeze into the water heater. There's a panel that was on there. I'll put it back. But it just held in by these number 2 square-headed screws. Let's see if it'll focus that close. Nope, a little back, a little farther. There we go. So it's a number 2 square-headed screw, so you want to get a bit for your drill that's like this here. Okay? Alright. Good enough. The refrigerator is a gas absorption refrigerator. It's a model that's been around forever. It's Dometic. There's 2 buttons here. This refrigerator is very, very immaculate inside. On and off. So that's off. Right? The light goes out. So you turn it on, you got power. Okay, then you have 2 options here. You have auto, which means electric. The reason they call it auto is because if you lose electrical power, it'll automatically switch over to gas. So it just keeps you from spoiling your food. Campground electricity, I'm sure, is more reliable now, but it used to be very unreliable. So if you got it on auto and your tanks are open, then it'll automatically switch to gas if you lose power. You can put it on gas dedicated, right? just by doing that. If the check light would come on, it means it didn't light, it faulted. If that ever happens, you just shut it off and turn it back on and let it cycle through again until it lights. So you can pull it down the road on gas, okay? I'm going to leave it like that and off. One last thing. This is the thermistor here. You see that sticker there says cooler to the top, warmer to the bottom. I don't know if it's focusing that well. You want it up all the way when you're using it. The only time you'll ever back it down is if you go out when it's cold outside and it starts to frost up. But generally speaking, you're going to have that thermistor up all the way. Okay, moving along. That panel there is just for access panel for the plumbing on the bathtub. Okay. All right. So this does not work. This is just a carbon monoxide detector, it looks like. If you had a door for it, it would work, but there's not a door that I can find. But I did make test. This one is on the seal out here is smoke and carbon monoxide, and it works. I put new batteries in it. It's working fine. Okay. This is your antenna crank here. This one you can crank up and down. So to go up, you're just going to crank it up like this until it resists you and you know it's up all the way. To bring it down, you're going to go like this. You can hear it hit the roof right there. You can also rotate it by doing this. Let me get a better picture. Doing this. But when you bring it down, you want to bring it back so both these markers line up, so the antenna sits in the right position on the roof. Okay. Alrighty. So this is the escape window. Let me get out of focus here for a second. Okay. All right. So this is your emergency escape window. So I'm going to back up so you can see it. You're just going to go like this, and then push it through like so. Hasn't been opened in a while. So you can use it for ventilation like that, obviously, but if you have to escape, you would push this all the way through, you'd grab this red tab and pull the screen out, and then you would exit through that window, doing 2 flips and landing on your feet. Okay, the TV swings around, I'm sure you know that already. You've got a sliding door, a bedroom door, and a foot locker under the bed, like so. Okay, all right. I think we've covered it. Let me look around and see if I've missed something. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so this is your range hood, fan and light. I'll turn on the light here. Put this down. All right. To light your water heater on gas, you use this switch right here. Always make sure there's water in it before you do it. Okay. This is your monitor panel for your tanks. This is the pump I told you about to pump your water. Your battery is charged, excuse me, but you always want to check it when you're not plugged in. Fresh water tank is empty. As you can see, it'll graduate up in 1/3 increments. These will light up till it's full. Black tank is just been water tested, so it has a little bit of water in there. And the gray tank is empty. So these will graduate up as they fill. Once you get past 2/3, you know you're going to have to start thinking about dumping the tanks, okay? The microwave works like any other microwave. There's nothing unique about it. It has the plate and everything inside. That's good. Okay, so I think we've covered it now. If you have any questions, you can call us. There's also manuals. I don't know how many manuals this customer saved, but let me see if I can find them. Okay, well, they still might be in here. I just don't know. Some people save them, some people don't. But the bottom line is this. Every appliance has a brand name and a model number, whether it's the water heater or the range. You can go online onto their websites and it'll have owner's manuals and service manuals you can download. And so you can learn that way. You can look at online videos. You can look at online winterizing videos. Try to stick with manufacturer's videos. Now the hitch we're putting on here for you is a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway. It's a really, really good hitch. Now we're going to show you how it works, but if you need to refresh your memory, you can always go to Husky centerline, and they got great videos online that'll show you how it'll refresh your memory anyway on how to work it. It's very simple, but there's a lot to remember if you haven't owned a trailer before. Like I said, I don't know your experience level, so okay, I'm going to let you go then. So thanks very much for purchasing from National RV, and goodbye.